We're off to do the Smokies.
We're gonna do it. 75 miles. We've got it.
Is it 75?
Packs. Yeah, 78, 75, something like that.
I thought it was 83. Okay. It's going to be shorter than I thought. Even better.
It might be 83. Clearly, we know what we're doing.
And you're like super, super concerned about bears. She's telling me all these horror stories. I'm like, stop it.
You watch. Let's see if we have to live one out this week.
And today we're going from Davenport Gap to
Cosby Knob. Today's a
very
short
day. Like just shy of 8 miles.
Okay, it was nice knowing you.
This is so cool. The way the light's coming through the trees right now. Hey, Gollum.
Right?
My precious sandwich. You want to give us a summary of what we've done today?
We're climbing a stairway to heaven.
Yeah.
That's basically what's happening.
So we wrote down the wrong elevation. We wrote it backwards. We're like, oh, only 900 feet. Wrong.
3,500 feet. How about that?
3,500 feet up, 900 down.
We're feeling it.
Good morning on day 2. It's about 7:45 in the morning. We're going from Cosby Knob Shelter today to Peck's Corner Shelter. Sorry if it's windy. It's pretty windy on this ridge line. It's about a 14-mile hike today. And yesterday we did about 8 miles. We met some really nice people at the shelter, Neil and Mary. And I had my first, well, it's not actually my first time. I've had a backpacking meal before, but I wasn't actually backpacking. I was just like car camping. But I tried a Mountain House meal. It was mashed potatoes and chicken. It was good, filling, and I slept pretty good. Gave myself plenty of time to sleep. Lots of rolling over, but that's always the case. And yeah, we'll check in later. My first long range view of the trip. I don't know what lake that is, but it's real pretty.
I got to camp around 2 o'clock, and right now I'm the only one here, and still it's about 4:30. I'm gonna make myself an early dinner. Today I'm going to try this meal, the chicken teriyaki Mountain House meal, so we'll see how that goes. I have my bed all set up there, and my little chair set up, and my friend Jackie should show up soon, and I don't know if anybody else will join us tonight, but tomorrow's going to be an easy day. We're only going like 7 something miles because it was like 7 miles to the next shelter, or like 21, and so we're going to have like an easy day. I'll probably be done before lunch tomorrow. So that's the update. Okay, today's the start of day 3. We're going from Peck's Corner to Icewater Creek? Icewater something. It's 7.8 on the trail, although it's 0.4 just to get out of the campsite. It's just a short hike today. We chose that because otherwise it would have been like another 14 in a row, and we're gonna have the next 3 days be 14 something, 14 and 13, and then the last day is like 6.6 or something. So I don't have any blisters, but I did do a little blister prevention with some Leukotape because there was like a couple of spots that were a little touchy, so trying to prevent that from happening. It rained like crazy last night, but fortunately this morning it's damp, but it's not like raining, so I have my pack cover on. And Jackie got in and it literally started raining 20 minutes later, so she got really lucky. And like a little update on my pack, the packed, I've been seeing if this is the pack can do everything, and it's been great. As with any time you go on a long hike and you haven't done it for a while, like you get some tender spots on your hips or shoulders, but nothing's real bad. It's definitely holding the weight fine. And today was the first day that things felt a little bit lighter because I've eaten some of my food, and I could zip it a little bit easier. But I think the pack overall is going to do great. And today I'm supposed to see Charlie's bunion, although it's so yucky out, I don't know if I'll see anything. And I'll get back in touch. Also, this other sad little thing happened last night in the middle of the night.
as we are laying there, there's this like screeching sound from a little mouse. And then it happened again later. It was some animal eating a mouse. And I was like, Jackie, did you hear that? She goes, yes. She goes, what do you think that was? And I was like, well, I think it was a mouse. She goes, no. She goes, what do you think ate it? And I was like, I don't know, maybe an owl or an possum or something. Poor little thing. But then I woke up with mouse poop on my hat and I didn't feel as bad. This is supposed to be Bradley's view. Although it's not much of a view, it is kind of cool to see. I don't know if you can see on camera, like the fog coming up over the mountain. Well, I hope he doesn't come to my trail. No aggressive bear activity, okay? Start of day 4. We just had a really fun time at our shelter. Icewater Creek, I think it's called. There was, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 other people, so there was a dozen of us. They were having a good time. A bunch of them, I have a picture, I'll put it here, of all of us. I think one person's not in it. And there's a group of guys on like a guy's trip, drinking whiskey and stuff. Tried very hard to get me to drink whiskey. I was like, ooh, no thanks. I do not want that in my system tomorrow when I have to hike 14 miles. So today we should go past Clingman's Dome, but it's a yucky day again, so we'll see if it clears up. And we were all chatting last night, and there's all these questions about trail names and this and that, and I was like, I've been given a couple, but I've never really accepted any of them. And they're like, what are they? Hold on, I'm gonna switch arms. What are they? And I said, well, I've been given no bow because I don't get BO. And being given spiffy for all the SPF clothing I wear. And this morning, one of the guys goes, your trail name is perfect. You smell amazing. And I was like, aw, what a great way to start the day when you've gone 4 days sweating your butt off without a shower. So that was nice. I'll check in with you guys later. Another thing that one of the guys said to me that I was like, oh, that's so nice. He said, you look like you're always having fun. And I said, I am always having fun. It's true. Mom, if you're watching this, I'm going to quote you. My mom says that I can have fun in a paper bag, which is true because I'm always having fun. And I love type 2 fun. And hiking in the rain, being all grubby, sleeping on the ground, for most people is pretty serious type 2 fun, but I love it. Something hikers love is to throw trash away and not carry trash. Yippee! So I'm in Newfound Gap. Right there is the North Carolina-Tennessee state line. I'm gonna continue on over there. I'm gonna see if I can find a bathroom, a clean one. You would never know. I'm not in like a tropical rainforest. It's so green and it's so moist. This actually reminds me a lot of hiking in Maine too. Well, a lot of the sections of Maine were like this, very wet. Well, unfortunately, Clingman's Dome, can't see anything. This is funny, 15 minutes after I leave Clingman's Dome. This is what happens, sunny, beautiful. What the heck, the weather's so weird. Having to like plow my way through, you can't even hardly see the trail. It's really overgrown. I'm having to use my poles as kind of like a plow. Ow, so you can't see stuff. So on day 5, this is the real first view I've had all day out of 14 miles, and I'm like a mile and a half from camp. It's a good one though. Very pretty. Today's been hard. I'll tell you more when I get to camp. Wow.
this is a good one. This is a good end to a very hard day. These are just beautiful. So today is day 5 of the Smokies on the Appalachian Trail, and I'm not gonna lie, today was hard. I think there's a few factors in that. One, the distance matched the longest days we've had. The elevation gain was the highest that we've had. And I think probably the biggest thing is that, so there's a drought on the AT, so a lot of the places that would normally have water don't. And so the shelter that we stayed at, Double Creek, I think is what it's called, did not have any water. So we had to ration water, and then so a dry dinner, a dry breakfast, then we had to hike. And the next place we did find water, it took like 10 minutes to fill a liter. So it took us a really long time to get it. I just felt kind of just junky. The last thing is that my feet are kind of shredded. This is always something that I deal with. My feet are always kind of like my weak link. I have a blister the size of a dime on the outside of my foot. I had to do some surgery on my shoe because I think it's actually something inside my shoe that's causing it. Probably too late for that now. It's huge and it's full of fluid. I don't think that's going to fit inside my shoe in the morning. But we have 2 more days left, less intense days. It's really a day and a half. A 10-mile day, and then like a 6.5-mile day. So it's like 17 miles total. And then we'll be done. I was glad to get some nice views toward the end of the day because it was a struggle fest. I would say at about the 10-mile mark, I was like, oof. It was bad. I actually called my son and my husband. I was like, okay, guys, I need a pep talk. Which it's not like that the mileage is really high for me. I've definitely done more than that. But for some reason today was just really, really hard. Some days are like that. But even though today was really hard, I love doing these hard things. Doing things that make your body question your sanity builds resiliency. And so I feel grateful that I was able to accomplish it today, to go through the discomfort, to navigate the dehydration, to navigate the hunger. By the way, I think the thing that saved me at the end is I ate a baggie full of these, I think they're called power berries from Trader Joe's, which is really just chocolate masquerading and they're like greenwashing to make it seem like there's something healthy in it because they've got like acai juice or something. It's candy. And I felt a lot better after that. For those of you who know me, I eat pretty healthy on the day-to-day, but when you are backpacking and some of the stuff I eat is so crazy. Speaking of which, I wonder what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. I'm hoping that the spring is working so I can have a hot dinner. If I can walk there with my shredded feet, like freaking bloody stumps. How'd you feel about today? Rough. You want to use your favorite phrase?
No, those last 2 mountains can suck it.
Before the pretty views.
Yeah, thank
They
God
were bad.
those were there.
I know. I was like, why am I doing this?
Was beyond bitter. So I gotta tell you, I am so freaking relieved that you're here because I literally feel like an insane person. I'm thinking, since it's all...
Say 12. Because it's all downhill.
Yeah.
Now I'm just gonna let it sit. 10 minutes later. Well, big bummer. Jackie and I did this fantastic summary at Fontana Dam where we went to Fontana Village and the audio was terrible. 80 miles according to Far Out and like 100 miles according
according to your pedometer.
So I'm gonna have to do a review without my buddy Jackie, which is kind of a bummer, but hopefully during this you can kind of see a video compilation of the whole process. You can see I'm clearly done. I'm clean and showered, and it's I don't look like hiker Tiffany anymore. I look like civilian Tiffany. But I did want to take some time to sort of wrap it up because there was a couple reasons why it ended the way it did. So I ran completely out of battery on my phone and my battery bank. So you don't know what happened. Turns out we actually did the last 2 days all in one go. So we actually did 18 miles all in one stretch. And there was a couple reasons why we did that. One, there was supposed to be some pretty bad weather coming in the night of our last stay. And we spoke to a friend of ours and they advised her, like, if you can get out, get out. Because pretty much most of what it would have been the last day was a descent, it really wasn't that hard. Actually, that 18-mile day was easier than the 14-mile day before. So total, and Jackie will tell you that the 14-mile day, according to her GPS, was almost 19 miles. So we really were like, was there just an error on the mileage? Because that day was so hard and it felt so much longer than 14 miles. But we were also just tired, so who knows. But anyway, altogether, somewhere in the neighborhood of 78 miles, somewhere between 75 and 85 miles. So we're going to say like below 80 maybe is what we actually did. And then the last day we walked down to Fontana Dam and we walked across the dam. It was actually kind of a cool experience. And then we called ahead to see if Fontana Village had a place for us to stay. And we were so excited because they did. So we got a hotel room. We ate burgers, which they had gluten-free buns. So I was very excited about that. Had French fries. I had a cider. She had a beer. Our eyes were way bigger than our stomachs because we had been so hungry. We're like, we're going to devour this and then we're going to have dessert. And we got like 2/3 through the meal. We're like, oh my gosh, we're so full. But then we got to have a fantastic shower and that was really nice. And Jackie did find a tick in her shin and she had to pull it out. And everybody always asks me, like, aren't you afraid? Isn't it dangerous? And I tell people all the time, the most dangerous thing on the Appalachian Trail is ticks. It's definitely ticks. It's not bears. It's not humans. It's ticks. I would say the second most is I've probably almost stepped on probably 5 or 6 copperheads in my time hiking. I've never been bitten. Let's keep it that way. So all in all, let's do like a little summary of the Smokies. Of course, every hike on the AT is great. We kind of chose an overcast time. It was pretty dry. There wasn't a lot of water sources. We didn't see a lot of vistas. We had a few that were really nice, like Charlie's Bunyan, which I have a bunch of pictures from. That was really beautiful. And I actually spent a good amount of time there, had lunch and whatnot. But the rest of it, excuse me, compared to some of the other sections I've done, I would say it's not my top at all. It was lovely, but it wasn't like amazing. And, people talk about it like it's the most beautiful section. I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with that personally, but you know, it was great. And so now as sort of an idea, I think I've done like around 280 miles of the southern section, and I've done like 105 or so in Maine, and another little section in North Carolina that I'm going to repeat it. I'm going to repeat all of that anyway. What is that? 400 miles out of the whole 2,200? I got a long ways to go, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to finish it all in this lifetime. I'm going to make sure I do it all. And hopefully with my buddy Jackie by my side. She's such a fun hiking buddy. She's such a fun friend anyway. I'm sure you picked up on that from the video. I'm really lucky to have her in my life. I am sad that she moved to California though. I don't get to see her nearly as often. I guess I'll close with this. I often get asked like, why do you do this? Why do you even like doing this? And I think that Jackie and I, if the video had come through, we both agree. It's because we can. There are so many people in the world that either through physical disability or self-limiting beliefs just either can't or won't do these sorts of things, and the fact that we have the ability to do it makes it really special. And so, yeah, we do hard things because we can. And to all of those who cannot, a lot of my patients who can't, a little tribute to you. So I hope that these videos help you live a little vicariously, but if nothing else, it documents the amazing adventures that my life is, and that's enough for me.